Yu-Gi-Oh! An incredibly complex card game with tens of thousands of cards. However, what if each set was separated from the rest of the massive card pool and your choices when building a deck were extremely limited? In this series, in order to learn Yu-Gi-Oh! From the ground up, I will be embarking on an adventure through the history of the card game with Jeexx. In each episode, we will have access to all the cards in a select product, and using only the cards in that product, both of us will build a deck before playing a best of 3 match to determine the winner of the episode. We will move in a chronological order in the series, and with each new episode, we will forget the cards of the past in order to experience something brand new. We hope you enjoyed this adventure through Yu-Gi-Oh! And its evolution with us. Welcome to the historic Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning journey. What is up, ladies and fellas, and welcome back to the historic Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning journey, and welcome to Galactic Overlord. Let's get right to it and see what the set has in store. So, Artorigus, I don't know what that was, my brain lagged there for a little bit. So, Nobula is starting to get introduced very slowly, but hopefully we'll see them become relevant sometime in the future. But for now, we can ignore Artorigus, unfortunately. Normally I'd ignore this, but What-Tail Dragon, insert the Mickey Mouse, that's a surprise tool that can help us later meme because of another archetype here. What-Tail Dragon will actually be relevant. Hieratic Seal of the Dragons on Overlord, level 8, normal dragon monster with 0 and 0. You look at this in a vacuum and wonder what the hell is going on here, but that's also another thing to return to a little later. Cardi, Pot of Greed that takes your battle phase, your main phase to any normal summon. It's a way to get more cards, and for the time, it's fine. Bouncers, I don't think we need to really talk about bouncers. Rocket Era Press might be one of the single worst cards ever printed in Yu-Gi-Oh! Which why I want to highlight it. It cannot be normal summoner set. It's a level 10 with 5k attack and 0 defense. And it must be spell summoned from your hand by controlling no cards, and cannot be spell summoned by otherwise. And you cannot conduct your battle phase turn you spell summon this card. And you cannot activate cards effect or set any cards. And the reach of standby phase, destroy this card and release into your entire hand to the graveyard. So literally you're spending basically all of the cards in your hand, you can't use them. You can't have anything on the field to get a 5k stat stick that doesn't have any protection, doesn't even do piercing, so it doesn't have a way to actually consistently do damage if your opponent is just, setting a card each turn while also still having access to all the cards in their hand. And you can never draw. Basically, you can never draw again. It's one of, if not the worst card ever printed in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's terrible, but it's funny, so I wanted to highlight it. As for proper archetypes here, though, we have Hieratic. So Hieratics are a set of dragons that focus around tributing, and they have most of them have the effect where they are tributed, whether that's on the hand or in the hand or the field. You spell summon a dragon normal monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard and make its stats 0. This is why the Hieratics Feared Dragons on Overlord is 0/0. It's meant to be a support card for obviously these. But Hieratics a tribute focused archetype that special summon stuff from deck. This is when we get to the around the time where spell summoning from the deck becomes more and more, frequent. We saw it already with Insectors being one of probably the more powerful ones for the time. We've seen it with Evols, but they have much more specific conditions to fulfill, and to use those Hieratics they have to be tributed, and they also get their stats to put to 0. So there's still limitations. Speaking of Evols and Insectors, they are also here in the set, as well as Light Rays. Light Rays are a support archetype for just lights. They usually care about different number of different light monsters, and are some like retrains almost of like old cards. Like for example, Light Ray Sorcerer being a level 6, 2300, 2000. It's Chaos Sork. When spells one while 3 or more of our light monsters are banished, can spell one ways. And once, but you can target one of your banished light monsters and one face monster on the field, shuffle the first in the deck, and banish the second target. And you cannot attack during the turn you activate this effect. So it's just a different version of Chaos Sork. Daedalus also here, Gearfried, Diabolos. It's a cool archetype. They don't really do much though. Absorbent Jars here if you want to be crazy and go with the jars. And then the only Galaxy Eyes Photon, the archetype support card in Galactic Overlord, the cover card, and it's the only thing the archetype gets in the set. It's pretty funny. 4500 attack beater. It takes 3 level 8s. And if it's actually somewhere using Galaxy Phone Rankers, any of its materials, you negate the effects of all other face cards currently on the field permanently. And then once per day, you can use a material from discard to detach all materials from your monsters your opponent controls. Giving you a Galaxy Photon Dragon, 500 for each, and then it can attack that many times during each battle phase this turn. It's just, you know, big dumb beat stick. Also, sharks are here, but they're not exactly an archetype yet. But we have there were some other shark stuff earlier as well. Photon Shark Bronzer is actually a decent level 6, sorry, rank 6. Gaia Dragon and Thunder Charger, one of the more widely used rank 7s, mostly just here, because you can use your rank 5 or 6, and then you can make it into a piercing beater. Hieratic Dragon King of Autumn, still relevant to this day. You have definitely see this in Dragon decks. Takes 2 level 6 Dragon monsters, and once per you can detach a material from this card to spell some Dragon monster from a deck and make its attack and defense 0. Here's Sun Dragon Overlord of Heliopolis, just blows up a bunch of stuff from your hand and the field. Is the big boss of the Hieratics. Queen Dragon Jin, there for battle protection and some recursion for dragons as a rank 4. And then Insectors also get Insector X Stag, which is a rank 5, which is pretty awkward, unfortunately, to summon. Night Beam there as like some generic way of dealing with back row. Heretics have some pretty good spot support here. Also stuff like Evo Diversity. Evo Price is fine as well. Evo Diversity very good for Evils, obviously, as well. That's Wacky Magic if you want a really roundabout way of getting rid of monsters. And then just some more traps. I don't think there's really like an insane amount of like super good generic stuff here. Trial and Tribulation is pretty good in Heretics because they obviously focus around tributing. Then we get some more number monsters here. Big Guy, obviously very notorious, especially in Dragon Ruler format, which we're actually approaching quite rapidly. Like a Straight, much less relevant, but it's still something to consider. Nimble Banta, Nimple's also a thing that we will see somewhere along the line. But definitely feels like overall like a much less powerful set. I feel like the big three of the set are Hieratics, Insectors, and Evils. And because you know we've already seen 2 of those, both played by me already, y'all can probably figure out what I'm gonna be playing. So I'll see y'all in the deck building section, and thank you. Hopefully you enjoyed the set breakdown. So see you there.
Okay, Evils have made their glorious return in Galactic Overlord. Last time we saw them, they weren't exactly like honestly playable. They were honestly kind of weak in every regard. They only had stuff like Westlow on them and like Jeffero, but now they've got actual decent cards like Nayasho, arguably Lagushoko. I don't know how to pronounce this, so I'm just gonna make it up. Elias. Elias here is also a fairly good card because it immediately usually allows you to go into either Solda or it allows you to make your board bigger to prepare for Lagia or Dolka. And you just generally have better ways of getting into your good stuff. Anyhow, we have Cerato. This has already been seen. It's when it's summoned by an evil tile effect, it gains attack, and when it destroys a monster by battle when it's been summoned by an evil tile effect, it allows you to add an evil tile monster from your deck to your hand. Diplo, when it's summoned by an evil tile effect, target one spell trap, destroy it. Elias, when it's summoned by an evil tile effect, you can spell summon one level 6 or lower fire dinosaur monster from your hand. Volcano, when summoned by an evil tile, you can spell summon one evil sword from your graveyard. It cannot declare attack. Evil tile El Gynero. When it's reputed from the field and descended to the graveyard, draw one card, and you can shuffle one dinosaur monster from your hand to the deck, and then add one evil tile monster from your deck to your hand. Jeffero, when this card destroys by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can target one evil sword monster in your graveyard and special summon it. Lagushko, when this card is normal summon, you can foolish one evil sword monster from your deck to the graveyard, and when this card is flipped face up, you can special summon one evil tile from your deck. Nayasho, if this card on the field is distributed, you can special summon one evil sword monster from your deck. This is pretty much like the thing that gets things going. Evil tile Westlow, special summon one evil sword from your deck as a flip effect. It's pretty good. It allows you to go into Cereto, Diplo, Elias, Volcano. Then we have a meme card, Rocket Arrow Express. It cannot be normal summoned or special summoned. A normal summoned or set. It must be special summoned from your hand by controlling no cards, and cannot be special summoned by any other way. You cannot conduct your battle phase the turn you special summon this card. You cannot activate cards or effects, or set any cards. During each of your standby phases, destroy this card unless you send your entire hand to the graveyard. Evo Diversity. Add one evil tile or evil sword monster from your deck to your hand, and you can only activate one of these per turn. So this is like the big thing, honestly. This thing, along with Evo Force and Ayasho, are like the big things I'd say that make the deck more consistent and honestly playable. Evil Force, tribute one evil tile monster and special summon one evil sword from your deck, and this is treated as a special summon by the effect of an evil tile monster. So you use this, you tribute evil tile Nayasho, you summon any of these, and then you use Nayasho's effect to summon like Volcano. Luckily, Nayasho has an if effect, so you use Volcano and Chainlink 1, and then Nayasho, so you resolve Nayasho first, and then you use Volcano, and then you summon whatever with Volcano. It's pretty good. Evo Price, once per turn, if a monster is summoned by the effect of an evil tile monster, except during the damage step, you can target one card on the field and destroy the target. So basically, this allows you to, in any other situation than Westlow popping during damage step, you can tribute monsters to summon. Well, no, you can't. If you somehow, like, when a card gets destroyed, you get to summon an evil tile monster or something, you get to pop stuff. Primordial Soup, once per turn during your main phase, you can shuffle up to 2 evil sword monsters from your hand into the deck and then draw the same number of cards. Basically, this is just here for a small bit of consistency. If you happen to draw into it, it's not really relevant for anything outside of like, I'm having a really bad hand and I happen to draw this and I can fix my hand, hopefully. Trial and Tribulation. You can only activate one Trial and Tribulation per turn. During the end phase of the turn this card was activated, apply the effect depending on the number of monsters distributed from the field and from your hands this turn, except tokens. Draw 1 if you tributed 1, add 2 monsters from your graveyard to the hand if you tributed 2, and 3 or plus, destroy up to 3 face-up cards on the field. Dimension Slice. When a monster is special summoned to your side of the field, target one face-up monster your opponent controls and banish that target. And if the summon is an XYZ summon, you can activate this card the turn it was set. Evo Branch. Target one face-up reptile monster you control, destroy it, and special summon one evil tile monster in face-down defense position from your deck. So basically, this allows you to just pop an evil tile to fill the graveyard and then get an evil tile in face-down like Westlow. Then we have also, you can filter out like Jeffero or Lagushko to get into an Ayasho or Westlow. Evo Instant. Tribute one reptile monster and special summon one evil sword monster from your deck. So you can use this with Nayasho to get stuff out as well. And that's pretty good. And this is because this is a spell speed too. It's obviously better overall. That, like, you can use this with Nayasho, with Evo Price, and you can pop cards on the field on your opponent's turn instant speed. Cardim cannot be spell summoned during your main phase 1. If this card was normal summoned, this turn you contribute this card and draw 2 cards, then becomes the end phase. You cannot spell summon during the turn you activate this effect. Hieratic Dragon of Tefnet. If only your opponent controls a monster, you can spell summon this card from your hand. Cannot attack during the turn it was special summoned this way. When this card is distributed, spell summon one dragon normal monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard, and make its attack and defense 0. Berserk Scales. Target one face-up monster you control. It gains 1000 attack. Also, it cannot attack directly for the rest of this turn. During the end phase of this turn, it loses 2000 attack. Evo Price, a third copy. Ninth Beam as a replacement for MST, because we still don't have MST legal in 100%. Target one spell trap. Set spell trap your opponent controls. Destroy that target. Your opponent cannot activate the target card in response to this card's activation. And we have third copy Trial and Tribulation and Gamushara. When a defense position monster you control is targeted for an attack, change that defense position monster to face-up attack position. Then if the attacking monster is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the monster's original attack in the graveyard. Then we have Dolka, negate monster effect by detaching 1. Lagia, negate normal summon or spell trap activation by detaching 2. Solda, when an effect, when your opponent spell summons a monster, except during the damage step, then you can detach 1 card and destroy that monster. It doesn't negate the summon, it just destroys it. Gaia, the dragon, Gaia Dragon, the Thunder Charger, and this card can be summoned on a level 5 or a level 6 without any like stuff on it. Like you just put on it and that's it. It has Piercing, a 2.6k attack, Maestro, since Djinns are in the set, for control. Papal Operative, which is a card that is in the set itself. It's a generic rank 4 with the effect of flipping face down defense position monsters or defense position monsters into face of attack position. And then we have a Photon Strike Bouncer, and has the effect of during either player's turn when an effect is acted on your opponent's on the field, you can attach 1 XYZ material from this card, negate the effect, and if you do, inflict 1000 damage to your opponent. And Queen Dragon Djinn, which is only here for Djinns. It allows your dragon monsters to not be dragon top monsters to not be destroyed by battle, except this card. And once per turn, you can attach 1 XYZ material from this card and spell summon to target 1 level 5 or higher dragon top monster in your graveyard and spell summon it. You cannot attack this turn; its effects only get. But that about does it. That's a pretty overall solid deck, I'd say. I'm kind of curious to see if this will manage to perform as I've imagined it can. So anyhow, good luck with the games.
Alright guys and gals, welcome back, and here's what we are playing today. So yeah, we are playing Hieratic. Unfortunately, the pool for the normal stuff is limited to basically Wattail and the Sphere, which is not great. So we're gonna be running with Wattail. But let's go over the deck and see what we can do here. And I have to admit, this is one of these decks where I just literally like, I read through the cards a couple of times and I'm literally like, I mean, these sound good, so we'll just throw them in and hopefully it works. I'm definitely gonna have to start doing some actual playtesting with some decks in the future, and this is the first time when I've like been thinking like, okay, should I maybe do some playtesting before playing, but we'll just see how it goes and roll with it. To start us off, let's start with the level 5s. So we're starting with here a Dragon of Asset, which you can normal summon without tributing, but its original attack becomes 1000, and then once per turn you can target 1 face-up dragon normal monster on the field, and the levels of all face-up Hieratic monster currently on the field become the level of that monster until the end phase. And then this is going to be apparent in all of the 4 main deck Hieratics that we are playing, where when this card is tributed, and it doesn't matter if it's hand or field, since some of these tribute stuff from the hand, you can special summon a dragon normal monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard and make its attack and defense 0. And this is where we should probably cover Wattail Dragon. It's a level 6 with 25 attack, 2500 attack and 1000 defense. It doesn't matter, this is here because this is what we want to be summoning with this. It's basically the only target we actually care about because it's a level 6, and level 6s are here what we want to be making, because stuff like Adam and Photon Strike, Bouncer, and to a lesser degree maybe even Force Focus. Then for Hieratic Dragon of Nepthet, which you can spell summon from your hand by tributing 1 Hieratic monster. And the once per turn you can tribute a Hieratic monster except this card from your hand or your side of the field to target a monster your opponent controls and pop it, and then it has the tributed Hieratic effect. So these are basically our like, is a level 5, so we can normal asset, and then we can tribute it for Nepthet to get the special, then we get the tribute effect of asset, we can get something out of the deck. And unfortunately we don't have rank 5s in this set, which is unfortunate because a simple play like this where we normal asset then special Nepthet and get another asset or get another Nepthet would just already be able to make us a rank 5, which would be nice, but we'll have to deal with it. And then probably what I would say is the best out of the bunch, both for the level as well as the effect. So it's a level 6 Hieratic Dragon of Su, which you can also spell summon from your hand by tributing 1 Hieratic monster. But the effect of this one, when you contribute a Hieratic monster, except this card from your hand or your side of the field, is to target a spell trap or your opponent controls and pop it, and then it has the Hieratic effect. So being able to special summon Su as well as it being level 6 just lends itself really well, because obviously any of our other Hieratics being on the field, we special summon Su, tributing them, then we get to proc the effect of summoning a normal type monster, we get Wattail Dragon, and that's 2 level 2s we can make Autumn and go from there, which is obviously really good. Then for our final main deck, Hieratic monster. We have Tefnuit, who is also a level 6. And then if only your opponent controls a monster, you can spell summon this card from your hand, but cannot attack during the turn it is special summoned this way. And when it is tributed, you have the Hieratic effect. This is what I would say is probably very close to, just because, you know, obviously being a level 6 is nice. And, you know, having just the effect of it being a Sidra is very good, because we can all, Tefnuit is also a very good side way. We can get maybe Tefnuit on board, then we can normal summon something like Asset, we can tribute Asset for Sue, and then we'll have these, we can then summon something with Asset to have as a maybe we get another a level 6. We get What's Hail Dragon there, we get something, we get Autumn on the field using Sue and Tefnuit, and then we summon another level 6 with Autumn, and then we can make another 6, which most likely would be Bouncer. That it's just a really good way of doing that. So Nevada and Asset are very good, but Sue and Tefnuit are what we gonna wanna be finding most consistently, just because of their levels. As we card D, this deck is extremely slow. Like we need to find the specific pieces, and then we need to make our place with them. But once we get our place going, it should be pretty smooth. So card D is literally here just for consistency, because if we don't have any other good place to make, we can just use our normal summon and turn to get 2 additional cards, which is obviously nice. We have 2 Trial and Tribulation. All of our Hieratics obviously care about tributing. So Trial and Tribulation, you can only activate 1 per turn, and during the end phase of the turn, discard for activate, you apply the effect depending on the number of monsters you tributed from the field or from your hand. And this turn, except for tokens. So if you tribute 1, you draw 1 card, and also you, you know, you get to modulate what you do. So if you do 1, you draw 1. If you do 2, you get to add 2 monsters from your card with your hand. And if you do 3 or more, you destroy up to 3 face-up cards on the field. All actually pretty powerful and good effects. Then we have Hieratic Seal of Creation as a one-off, and this targets 1 dragon Xyz monster you control. Spell summon 1 from your extra deck when Hieratic Xyz monster with a different original name, but use that target as a material and is treated as an Xyz summon. And then you can later banish this card from your graveyard and target a Hieratic monster in your graveyard. Spell summon it in defense position. The latter effect is better, but obviously getting this to grave requires us to use the earlier effect or just discard it. And it's basically here so we can get to Hieratic Sun Overlord of Heliopolis. It's not great, but it would be cool to get. We'll cover that in a little bit. Then some very much way more simpler cards. We have 3 Hieratic Seal of Convocation, just simply a Rhoda for Hieratics. We have Hieratic Seal of Supremacy, where you spell summon a Hieratic monster from your hand. Obviously, this means that we can get some of this stuff on board, and then we can use them if need be to tribute summon the other stuff. Get the artifacts, get Wild Tail Dragons on board, just get the circulation going, so it's nice for that. Night Beam, since it's the only real way for us to deal with spell traps in this set, and a single That Wacky Magic, where you banish all spell cards from your graveyard, destroy all face-up monsters your opponent controls with defense less than or equal to the number of spell cards you banished times 300. It's very bad, but obviously we don't care. We can't recur any of these spells later. We are playing a decent amount of spells, so we can actually use this in some niche scenarios. So it's there as a one-off to round out our 40 cards. As for the traps, we have Hieratic Seal of Banishment, where you tribute a Hieratic monster to target 1 card your opponent controls and banish it. Hieratic Seal of Reflection, which is a Omni-Negate. When any effect is activated, you tribute a Hieratic monster to negate the activation and destroy it. And then 3 Dimension Slice, where when a monster is spell summoned to your side of the field, except during the damage step, you can target a monster your opponent controls and banish it. And if the summoned monster is an Xyz summon, you can activate this card to turn it was set. It doesn't really matter. This is really good in Hieratics, because obviously all of our stuff getting tributed gives us a summon, which activates then Dimension Slice. So just pretty good removal overall. As for the side deck, we have more Hieratic names with Hieratic Dragon of Gebab. It's a level 4, level 4 1800, which obviously is like, hey, why are we not running this? And when this card destroys an opponent monster by battle and sends to the graveyard, you can special summon a dragon type normal monster for your hand, deck, or graveyard and make its attack and def 0. All seems pretty good this far, right? Well, this is where the problem lies. So the Hieratic tribute effect for Gebab, it needs you to special summon a Hieratic normal monster specifically. I do not want to run the Sphere. I think the Sphere is just It's not good. So this is what really kills the viability of Gebab. It's still fine, and I still feel like if I really need some punching power, like we can just go into Gebab in games 2 and 3. If the game like deck feels way too slow against whatever Jeexx is playing, which I actually have no idea this time what Jeexx is gonna be playing like, because I feel like the like I said it in the sub breakdown. I feel like Insectors, Hieratics, and Evols are like the three ways to go in this set. And I wonder if we are just going to see an Hieratic mirror, since we've seen the other two archetypes already. And I don't know if Jeexx wants to repeat some stuff, but it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, regardless, like Gabab is here if we need to side into it, if the games go so fast. 3 Rocket Arrow Express. Okay. This card is awful. It is one of the worst cards ever printed in Yu-Gi-Oh! And the moment you play this card, you basically admit defeat in the set. This is literally here because I said at the start, I honestly am not really sure how the deck will go. If it feels so like lost, at least we can meme with Rocket Arrow Express. If we're so desperate and lost, we can meme with Arrow Express and be like, oh, maybe he doesn't, maybe he doesn't get a way to deal with it. Which, to be fair, monster removal in the set, like, there isn't that much. Like, we have stuff like Banishment and Dimension Slice, but if Jeexx ends up playing not Hieratics, then I don't know. I guess, like, Insectors obviously have Hornet, which is pretty accessible, but something like Evols, I don't think they would have the greatest time getting rid of something like this. But obviously, as long as he finds monsters, then if this hits the field, like, it doesn't even matter. And one thing that I don't think I addressed it in the sub breakdown, Queen Dragon Jin. It's a Jin, which means that we have the rank 4 Jin that can turn stuff, change stuff's battle position. This is for a 0 defense. If that's something that comes up, I would be shattered. Then we have a single Light Ray Diabolos. It's probably the best of the least bad of the Light Rays in the set. Must be spellbound from your hand by having 5 or more light monsters with different names in your graveyard. And the one spell that you can banish a light monster from your graveyard, target a set card your opponent controls, reveal it, and then place it either on the top or the bottom of the deck. Not a great effect. We don't really want to be banishing stuff here because we'd rather have them in the grave. And currently we have exactly 5 different light names in our main deck. If we don't ignore the extra. So it's not very consistent, which is why it's relegated to side deck status. As for the rest, since I'm going very slow, I would like to apologize. We have 2 extra Hieratic Seal of Creation, 1 extra Trial and Tribulation, 2 extra That Wacky Magic, and then finally 3 Minigots where you tribute a monster, the target one face monster your opponent controls. Its attack becomes 0 until the end phase, and then this turn when it's destroyed balance into the graveyard, you burn your opponent equal to its original attack in the graveyard. This is for us if we like manage to actually establish some boards. This is a way to get our tribute procs off the Hieratics and also push for more damage. As for the extra deck, we have 3 Hieratic Sun, Dragon, Overlord, or Heliopolis. We can only summon this using Hieratic Seal of Creation. Otherwise, it would take 2 level 8s. It's a 3k attack monster, where once per turn you can detach 1 material from this card to tribute any number of monsters from your hand and or field, minimum 1, and then destroy an equal number of cards in the field. I don't think we would ever do more than 1, because that's, unless we're winning the game on the spot, because that's a lot to be getting rid of on your board or in your hand. Autumn is going to be our D card that we want to go into. It takes 2 level 6 dragons, and once per you can detach a material from this card, special summon a dragon monster from your deck, and make its attack and defense 0. This is just a way to get more bodies. We can make more extra plays with that. Can't attack during the turn you activate this effect, which is why we have a Gaia Dragon the Thunder Charger here. If we want to attack with something like Autumn on the field, on the turn we make it, we can make Autumn use the effect, and then just use that to go into Gaia Dragon, and we have a 2600 Piercing Beater. But this can also go on top of Force Focus and a Photon Strike Bouncer. Photon Strike Bouncer is also a rank 6, and once per during either player's turn when a monster effect is activated on your opponent's turn field, you can detach a Xyz from the material from this card, negate the effect, and if you do, burn your opponent for 1000. This is mostly here for like after we establish a field with Autumn, if we have enough to go into another one, then going for something like Bouncer, obviously, turning off your opponent's monster effects means that it'll be really hard to get back into the game, and we can just make more stuff happen with Autumn. And then we just have, because I wanted to have a little bit of flexibility, single force focus as well. 2800 attack, it's the highest attack out of the rank 6s we have here. Once during either player's turn, you can detach an exist material from this card and target a level 5 or higher effect monster your opponent controls and negate that monster's effects until the end of the turn. This is just some nice disruption if we need it. We covered a charger, and finally we have Queen Dragon Jin. This is only here if we end up going for Gebab and end up making throwing all 3 of those in, and then if we have 2 of them on the board at the same time, then we can make Dragon Jin. Since, as I established, we are not using this effect since we are not running the Dragon Sphere. So Dragon Jin takes 2 level 4s. That monster you control cannot be destroyed by battle except Queen Dragon Jin. And then once per turn, you can detach an exist material from this card to target a level 5 or higher dragon in your grave and special summon it. It negates its effects, and it cannot attack, but it doesn't matter if we're using this. We can then just use something like what Tail Dragon or other like level 6s to make more extra deck plays. So, like I said, I have no idea how this will go. Sorry for the extremely lengthy deck breakdown, but I feel like if the games are like slow as I somewhat expect them to be, because I think Inzectors are probably the most explosive thing in the format. Like Evols, as we saw when I played them, like one of the longest games ever. Evils are relatively slow, even with the new stuff, which is just mostly consistency, but and a little bit of punching power, mostly just consistency. It's still like relatively slow. So I feel like Inzectors don't have like enough punching power to like quickly explode us, so we still have time to like find their stuff. So I'm feeling fine in that regard. But like I said, this deck type is just something that I don't know if I'll be able to pilot it well. Is probably the best way to go about it. With all that being said, though, hopefully you enjoyed the deck breakdowns. And once again, sorry for the extremely lengthy deck breakdown. And I'll see y'all in the dueling zone next. What is up, ladies and lads, and welcome back to History Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning Journey. And this time we're back with Galactic Overlord. No complimentary set to go alongside Galactic Overlord this time. But Jeexx, how are you feeling about today's set?
I can't think of anything.
Alright, fair enough. Praise be our Galactic Overlords.
I, for one, welcome our new dinosaur overlords.
Okay, yeah, we're just gonna ignore the Galactic and, just move on.
Yeah, it was on Galactic's game, I own that pawn, yeah.
41 cards, huh?
Yeah,
I for myself have a deck that I don't know if I'm gonna be, piloting very well, but we'll just have to see.
I'm gonna normal summon. I'm actually gonna stand by main. I'm not gonna normal summon my Darflex as per usual. Lagosuko effect says I mill 1. Send Evil Sword to grave. I will send these are not mandatory.
You can send one Evil Sword from a deck to the grave.
No. I was just checking like some other stuff.
Oh.
And then I will activate Evo Force, and then I will sacrifice Lagosuko to summon a Evil Sword from my deck. I will special summon Volcano, and I would like to activate the effect of Volcano as Evo Force is treated as it being summoned by the effect of an Evil Tile monster. And I would like to special summon Cerato. And then I would like to overlay, and I would like to think.
So many choices.
So many choices. I mean, we have 2 options. Like, the question is,
you have more than 2, but realistically,
I have like 5 in here. But
realistically, 1 of 2.
When you think about it, Dolka is just as potent, mostly because of the fact that Dolka prevents you from activating monster effects. And I don't even know if there are any good. I don't know if there's good ways of removing this, so I'll just do this, and then I will set one card and pass.
Yep. I will draw standby main. Then. We will set. We will set. And I would like to normal summon Cardi.
Okay.
And then I would like to attempt to use the effect.
Yeah.
And draw 2. And then it's the end phase and back to you.
Okay. I will take my turn. Stand by main. Battle phase. I would like to attack.
Yep.
Then I would like to. Wait, that's so shit. This is actually so shit. Wait, how does that even work in this case? I think it should be fine if I just set this card, right? And I'll set this, and I'll set this, and I'll pass.
Well.
Well.
If it isn't Sussy Jack.
Saucy Jack. What the fuck?
I mean, sure. I would like to special summon from my hand Hieratic Dragon of Tefnuids.
Yes.
Yep. Then, I think. Yeah. We will tribute Tefnuit to special Nebthats. Is that okay?
Thinking about something. It's a win effect. That's a mandatory trigger effect, right? So it will activate no matter what, and this is chained towards the Nebthat, so you will get the Tefnuit effect no matter what happens here.
Yeah, the summon there is going to happen.
Thinking for a second, because I'm wondering if it's more beneficial to pop this one or pop the card that Tefnut brings on. I don't know. I think you don't have any normal monsters that you could use outside of just this fodder. So I will negate the summon of Nebthat.
Alright, and I think... doesn't make sense. Wait, doesn't actually even matter, because the summon is negated, so technically this never hits the field.
Yeah, it doesn't the field.
Yeah, then I don't need to care about that. But what if? Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, this goes to the grave, and then
now it's Tefnut.
I will get a dragon. A normal monster, and its stats will become 0. And I think we will get a... actually, do I want to... Yeah, I think I like this in circulation. So let's get a... What-tail dragon.
What-tail dragon.
Yep, and then we will... set a back row, and I mean, that would be funny. Doesn't make sense though. You have a lot of back row, which is what I'm mostly worried about here. There's the bridge, but it's not the greatest here. I do think I would like some tempo back, and I'll at least then get it in circulation. So we will actually tribute summon this Wattail for a Wattail.
Holy shit.
Is this okay?
That is okay.
Yeah, and then I will attempt to poke over Logia for 100 points of damage.
Yep, that is okay.
Then we'll go main 2, and I will... Actually, I have 3. Yeah, I'll just pass.
Okay, in the end phase, I will activate Evo Instant to tribute a reptile monster that I have on my side of the field, to special summon and Evil Sword from my deck. And I would like to special summon, in this case, summon Cerato. And then I would like to activate the effect of El Genero. I don't know how you pronounce this thing.
El Dinero!
El Genero. I would like to draw a
Is this
card,
bad?
and then I would like to shuffle this thing. I revealed it, but I will also normal summon it to show that I'm actually placing it on the top of my deck.
Sure.
I would like to shuffle my deck, and... Wait, actually, I shuffle it after I search for the thing, I think. Double checking. Yes. Yes. Wait. I shuffle it first, and then I add one, and then I shuffle again. That's kind of strange. But yes, I will search for an evil tiled monster, and that evil tiled monster in this case.
So many win effects.
But
no chain blocks.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Big sad.
Unfortunately. I will add to my hand my issue. And now I will take my turn.
Yep.
Stand
And
by.
Cerato is not... it's not considered to
No.
be... Okay. Not like the
It is
200 matters here, but...
Yeah.
Just
I would
making
like to normal summon Lash.
sure.
And I would like to activate Evil Force.
Yep.
To tribute a evil tile monster. To summon a evil Sar monster from my deck.
Yep. I
would
got
like
nothing
to
for this.
summon Volcano. And then I would like to activate the effects of Volcano and then Naya Shell. I will summon with Naya Shell first. I will special summon from my deck an evil tile monster. And I will summon Volcano.
Yep.
Actually, no, that's not gonna work. My bad. Because it is a win effect. I'll double check
true.
if there is win.
Oh yeah, are all of them win? Yeah, because then you need to...
Yes,
Okay.
they are all win.
I mean, at
then
least
I'll
you
just
still
summon
get a
Diplo.
lot of bodies.
Yeah, but then I will also activate Volcano, because Volcano was the first one in the chain.
Yep.
And I will special summon Cerato.
Yep.
And then I would like to overlay to create another... Do I want to create another Logia, actually? Double checking the stats on that thing. It's got 1,000 stats. That's not too...
Did this get summoned at the same time? Because I think, like, do you get...
When you
One of
summon
them.
both of these, you trigger both the effects and you just activate Volcano, and then Nayasho is a wave effect. So
Yeah, I was just
you use Nayasho
thinking,
first.
like, you still get the Diplo effect, right? Does it pop?
No, because Diplo is summoned before Cerato.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Diplo is summoned in a chain link too.
Yeah.
And then you have chain link 1 to resolve, so you, yeah.
Yeah,
you
that don't matter. Yeah. Oh, good.
I will summon Logia.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will also summon Maestroke. And I will use the effect of Maestroke to turn Wattail Dragon to face down defense position.
Yep.
It's face down. Face down.
Sure, man.
Face down. And then I will attack into it using Symphony Maestroke, the Symphony Gin.
Yep.
And then 2.4k with Logia.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will pass.
Alright, draw stand by main. that's awkward. I would like to activate Hieratic Seal of Supremacy. Is this okay?
Go for it.
And I will get with it a Nebthat. Then. The last be. It's been 2 Evo forces already. This doesn't matter. Yeah, that doesn't work. Yeah, sure. I'll just poke into Jin for 200.
Yep, I will protect them with its own effect.
Yep, then we'll go main 2, and I don't think that matters. We will just pass.
Okay, stand by main. I would like to normal summon Volcano. I would like to attack into Nebthat using Magia.
I mean, yeah, I guess this doesn't matter, but I'll attempt to Seal of Banishment, Logia. Actually, wait, do it? No.
Wait.
Yeah, actually.
No, you tribute that and then.
Yeah, there's no, because you get to really declare. So yeah, I'll just actually. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
And then yeah, leave.
Never mind. Doesn't matter. Okay. I've deemed this deck way too slow.
Hard card D is kind of a death sentence if your deck doesn't have good spell traps.
I have some decently good spell traps, but sometimes you don't draw them. But okay. I have a backup plan here, so it's all good.
Okay.
Let's go side for game 2. Well, that was extremely one-sided. Hopefully we can make it a little bit competitive in the second game. And, I mean, it's extremely funny. You know what? Why the fuck not?
Are you gonna do it?
Alright, I would like
funny?
to special summon Rocket Arrow Express.
Yeah, funny!
And
this is what I have in my deck as well.
Alright, enter.
Yeah, that's exactly what I have in my deck too.
Well, there you go. I literally had it like, okay, if this deck ends up being complete garbage because I couldn't, like, I basically I wanted to play something fresh. I was like, well, okay, these look interesting enough, but I should have play tested this, the deck, and seen, like, because I have kind of no idea. I just read the cards and was like, these seem fine, so I'll just slap them together, and
fair.
Yeah, so this was basically here, like, okay, if I deem it too hard to play or too bad, then I'll just see if we can summon the big meme express. But yeah, it's
the fun.
Funny.
I will special summon Tough Note in defense. I will activate Evo Diversity to search my deck for an Evol tile monster that I would like to add to my hand. I will add. Let me see.
Express is so funny because, but like, okay, if your opponent just has anything to set, then you're never making any progress, which makes it very bad. But you know, sometimes you just gotta go for the funny shit.
You have to do something kind of funny at times.
Yeah. Or, you know, you just go into Jin, put it in defense, and then I'm cooked.
Yeah. That would certainly not happen.
I mean,
probably.
Definitely not. At least Book of Moon was last week, so...
Yeah, at least you're not gonna get booked here. I let Nayasha,
Yep.
and then I will set 2 cards, and I will pass. Now you get to choose after you draw your card. Hell yeah. That wacky magic, though.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Mm,
So what is the plan?
I got a Naya show. Honestly, curiosity killed the cat. I'll swing into this thing.
Evo instant on the Naya Show to special summon Evil Sword from my deck. And then
Okay.
also, after that, new chain where I activate Naya Show. And I will summon... what Evil Sword is even worth summoning here? Well, maybe I'll just summon Cerato in defense with the Evo instant, then activate Naya Show. With Naya Show, I will special summon a... what's its face? I mean, doesn't that matter? I mean, I can flood the field more with this. It doesn't destroy anything. Dude, if these things had like a destroy one of your opponent's monsters, that would be big. Like actually. Like
If this
imagine if
card
Evil
did
Source.
piercing battle damage, it could be usable.
Yeah, yeah. But like I'm more thinking like I'm kind of surprised that they have one for spell traps, but they don't have one for creatures like at all.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of
There
surprising.
was not that much creature removal, which is most of the thing. Like, is okay. I'm fine with going into this. So, would you like to use the effect
Declare
of Elias? Yeah.
Yes, I will special summon an Elias.
Yep.
Ah, and then you get to redeclare.
Yeah, and I doesn't really matter. I guess we'll just swing over this Elias.
No.
But yeah, I do think if Express had piercing, it
Piercing?
would be actually decent. It would still
That would be
be a
scary.
bit of a meme, but like as things are, like it's probably one of the worst cards ever printed.
Yeah,
But it's
there's way
funny.
too many downsides to it. So,
Yeah.
well, I would like to normal summon Volcano.
Yep.
I would like to overlay, and I would like to make my stroke.
Yep.
And I
And we
would
can just
like
do
to,
this
yeah.
because I will.
That
No one drop.
fuck. That's sad.
What would be the draw after that? Imagine if it was another one.
That would be funny.
Yeah.
You just oh wait, you just swing into the my stroke, and then I lose the material. What do I have after that? I mean, I get Westlow.
Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah.
after that, like you actually have cards, I don't. So, but the
Yeah.
idea with the card was just like, no matter how you spin it, this deck is gonna be very slow. So it's basically they're like, okay, I need a lot of Hieratics to actually have in my hand for the tribute fodder for the stuff to get. I have card cards to draw additional stuff. I have obviously these to search for more stuff. But the problem, the problem is that the probably the best one being Su, because it's actually a 6 and it can be special summoned. I never saw it once, so I couldn't get into the Dragon King of Autumn stuff. Because then, like, if I could get something started, like, okay, I tribute something for Su, I get Su on the field, whatever I tribute, obviously, everything. All of the Hieratics except for the level 4 have the summon thing, so I can then go for what sail. I can use what sail and Su to make Autumn. I can get something with Autumn to have more stuff in circulation. I can overlay it for Thunder Charger to actually have something to swing. It's decent. It's not great. I mean, overall, I think like their overall power level in the set wasn't too high. I do think Evol was the like best thing available. But
I mean, I think Inzectors are the best thing.
Oh,
like,
okay, yeah. I was thinking like, yeah, I completely overlooked them because I played them last time, and that's also why I didn't want to play Evil because I already played them, and
Yeah.
those were very long games. So I was kind of like, okay, obviously they got way better cards now, but literally every single card I played, I got to show what they do. So I was like, I don't feel like going for a repeat, so I'd rather try something new.
Yeah, fair. Fair. I think if you even happen to have drawn like into reflection, for example, that would have been really good. Because there was the one moment when you had 3 face downs, and I had to play into a hieratic on board, which was really scary because you have an omni negate after all.
Yeah.
For everything for other than for your summoning, of course.
The 3 sets that I had was 1 reflection and 2 banishment.
Okay. I have to say you also have not a you have what's it called? Dimension Slice? Yeah. Dimension Slice is really scary, but
It's
I
very good in
think
this.
yeah,
But I didn't
especially
see that once either.
I feel like with if you have trap based summoning, it's really strong.
Yep.
Because like on your opponent's turn, you pop Evo instant and you pop Dimension Slice in response to your own like Evo instant resolving, and then you get to banish a card from your opponent's of the field. It's crazy. Like
Yep.
legitimately, if this was if this happened to be a grind game, I could see that being a game changer.
Yeah,
Like
there's
you had
a
the tribute 1 hieratic to banish a card, I think that would have been really good too.
Heretics also have like pretty good pretty good support when it comes to their actually like the back row. The back row is actually pretty good, but it's just like the overall package is just say like even for the time it's just very slow. So, and obviously it would be different if if it wasn't a closed format, because then like I could play the what's his face, the pool of normal dragon monsters that I would have would be bigger. Like being able to play something like Flammel Guard immediately to have access to a tuner would change the whole thing. Obviously, then with having access to something in the extra deck, obviously would be different. But in a closed format like this, it just ends up being a bit too slow for what you can get out. Like even if you could get the god line, which is like okay, you. Oh, I open Tefnuit, I get Tefnuit on board, I tribute it using Sue, then I get off Tefnuit I get what tail I make what's his face? I make Adam using Sue and the one that I what tail. And then Autumn summons me something. If I happen to have something like Asset, then okay, I could normal that. If I could get another, if the big problem also is like if there were rank 5s, then I feel like it would be a little bit better, because that means the actual god line gives you more stuff. Because like as you get a lot of bodies on field even with the big play. But the problem there is that even when, okay, you get Tefnuit, you use Tefnuit to get Sue, you get What Tail, and then you get Autumn using these, then you use Autumn, you get something, let's say it would be asset, and then you have another asset, or you get Nevlet and you normal another asset, and then if you'd overlay these for a rank 5, and then you could get on top of Autumn you could get the Thunder Charger, then actually having a rank 5 and Autumn Thunder Charger on board at the same time is actually pretty good. But the problem is that there were literally no rank 5s in the sets, which is unfortunate, because with that I feel like that would be a pretty powerful board.
Yeah, I feel like the Hieratics have a card called Nuit, right? Hieratic Dragon of Nuit. You don't have it in your deck though. It's the level 4 that has the effect that when this card is targeted during either player's turn by a spell, trap, or card effect, spells in 1 dragon type normal monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard and make its attack 0. That effect is really scary because you can arguably do a lot of shit with that. You can flood things with that, but you have no ways of targeting it. And there's no level, there's no good normal monsters other than What Tail in this.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, there's also, of course, the Hieratic Gemini monster, but you're not playing that. Fuck that.
Yeah, that's the problem. I had 3 of the other level 4 Gebab in my what's his face, in my side deck. But the problem with that is the Gebab being tributed, it only summons in a hieratic normal monster. If it could also I would have ran 3 of that if it could get also like generic stuff, because that would mean like, okay, let's say then these two could be two of those, and I could actually overlay them and get a Dragon Jin, and then I would have, well, then the board would look what it would be like this. Okay, this would have one less material. Like it would be this, and then I could also get a dragon with Jin, which obviously the effects are negated, but that doesn't, and it can't attack this turn. But if I have a board like this, where you literally have to swing over Jin, actually, wait, it wouldn't even be this if I had literally any back row. Because if it was something like this, I had this board, the only one you could swing over is Jin, and then I would have some back row that most likely, obviously, is, hey, tribute a Hieratic and do something, and I would be able to protect my Dragon Jin with the back row. Then that's actually scary. But the problem is, like, the level 4 just wasn't good enough, because it being tributed doesn't do anything. You beating over stuff with it is not great, because if you have that on the board and you beat over something with it and then you get Wattail, then you're not really doing much with Wattail. So the tributing effect being useless is kind of what kills the effectiveness of that card. And then the actual deck I end up building, like the big weaknesses, without rank 5s, you don't really have a good proper payoff. I also had one, like literally a one of here is Seal of Creation, just so, okay, I get Autumn, I use Autumn effect, and then if I could get into Heliopolis, it would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
The big problem is just it's very intensive, like on your hand, with like how many resources you need on top of just it being a really slow deck, and Karkar being like the only draw engine there, or like a way to get additional cards apart from the like just Hieratic Rhoda, is not great.
But yeah, I think overall the set just wasn't favorable for Hieratics.
Yeah,
because I feel like if we had, like you said, if we had access to better normal monsters, better XYZ stuff, like better even synchro options, it could be really scary. It could be really strong. Like getting a instant level 7 or instant level 6 with basically any of the things that you would tribute into another Hieratic normal monster or another normal monster in general is really strong.
Yeah.
But maybe, well, this is not the last time Hieratics gets support,
I was
right?
gonna say, like, I don't think we're gonna see Hieratics played as an archetype in the future, but Hieratic Seals of Heavenly Spheres is probably the most played extra deck monster for Dragon decks, and Dragon decks are extremely common, and that's what I was gonna get to, which is I'm probably not gonna be interested in playing Hieratics in the future, but I do think like there is some novelty in just, at least making people aware like of the archetype, because special summoning from the deck, still for the time, it was like, this was when it was starting to appear like, okay, Hieratics have the tribulation there, where everything that you summon, its stats become 0, and Evols you have to like jump through hoops to get these specific summons. But like, this is when it starts getting finally to the point where you summoning from the deck becomes much more commonplace, which obviously is then the norm for like forever until the end of time with Yu-Gi-Oh, which is interesting, because I mean, now you
until Rush Duels.
Until Rush Duels, which I don't know anything about, and I do not think I care. I don't think you're gonna be seeing a historic Rush Duel learning journey.
I can't believe it. Here. How could you do this?
Unfortunately. But yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say. That was a wash, but that's how we do sometimes. And next time is the penultimate duel terminal episode. We duel Terminal 6, and we also have a little bit. It's kind of major. It's a little bit of a rules update change thing. We've alluded to it in the past, but in proper YouTube fashion, you're gonna have to wait until next week to hear what that thing is. Don't get excited. It's nothing exciting, but it's something that is definitely gonna be healthy going forward. And yeah.
It's quite mystical.
With all that being said, though, thank you all very much for joining us once again, and we will hopefully see you next time for Duel Terminal 6 when I cook up the worst deck imaginable. So hopefully we'll see you there, and have a good one, y'all. Peace.